What's going on, YouTube? I said I wasn't gonna come back out, but hey, gotta get it in while we can get it in. All right, I'm gonna do this while I got my mind at doing it. Like I said, wiring ain't my specialty, but we're gonna do it anyway today. Wiring is not my specialty. We're gonna wire the carburetor to a toggle switch inside the car. And I don't know if y'all can see this, but I'll show it to you in a minute after I finish wiring everything. But this is called a resistor, and it goes to the starter. I thought it went inside the car, but it goes to the starter. Then from the starter, it runs inside the car. So, pull that wire on out. I hope it ain't hooked or nothing. It might be hooked up, so I gotta go in there and unhook. I don't know what's hooked to. Alright, now all the pink wire here, I'm gonna have to slice it, cut it. But the pink wire is the one that hooks everything in. Instead of unhooking, hook them down there, but they will splice down there. Everything's gonna hook to the pink wire. Alright. Sorry about that, y'all. I was inside the car. I had to go ahead and go in there and grab this, unhook this. I had this hooked to the steering wheel. This wire comes from here to the starter. And the target switch is going to be ran for the carburetor. Alright, so we got little doohickeys here. And we're going to hook the target switch inside the car. I'm going to drill a hole in there. But for now, one goes to the ignition switch and one goes to the toggle switch. Well, we'll figure that out in a minute. Right now, we're just trying to hook the resistor up to the starter. I'm gonna run that wire over there. I don't think I'm gonna get it. I might get underneath the car. I don't know yet. It is kind of cool outside, but we're just trying to actually run. This goes to the ignition. I got the ground. That's the electric pump. So this goes to the ignition inside the car. Hooks to the pink wire. So when you hit the key, you hear the pump come on. And that's why we're trying to run the electric. That's why we're trying to run the electric carb too. Trying to go ahead and run it too. So goes in there to the inside of the car, hooks to the paint. We're gonna have like 2 wires to the paint. The one coming off the starter, the one coming off the electric fuel pump. And I'm gonna run a target switch so I don't have to run into the paint wire. To the car. Yeah, we're gonna have to have both of them running. So we're gonna have 3 wires running into the paint wire, which is the starter wire. You can run the other wire to the other side too. This wire right here goes into the purple. It's a purple wire inside the car, and that stops the engine. So you have to have power coming from the resistor. That's what it's going. This wire, black wire coming off the resistor going to the starter. Then it's another wire I'm gonna run from the starter, which I already have on there. And it runs off the starter and it goes inside the car to the paint wire. That way you won't put all that voltage going to the coil and you burnt the coil out. All right, so here we go. Now we're over here on this side working. A minute. See me over here now. I'm just trying to get all my wires together. And I'm gonna go get some loom. It's called loom. And I'm gonna hide all my wires. But for now, we just got all these wires running together. So we're doing cleanup right now. I don't really deal with tape too much. It makes your car look like it's a bogus job. So, all right. I don't know. All right, I'm taking stuff off because we're doing a cleanup. All right, so the wire. I already ran inside the car, which is the black wire coming off the S side. Which I'm gonna clean this all up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out now because it ain't hooked up in there. It is hooked up, and it's probably hooked up wrong. That's why. So, since this is already to the S side in there, I'm gonna just hook it up to that instead of throwing back down to the starter, taking the starter off, taking it apart. So this goes to that. So the resistor, this wire comes off the starter. This wire comes off the starter here from the resistor. So these 2 wires are going to be going in there anyway. So paint wire, this is the wire that comes, really didn't need to do all that, but I had cut it. Shouldn't have cut it. But the reason I do this like this, because I got to run it down behind the engine and then back around. And then this wire comes off the starter. And these 3 wires, well, it's actually only 2 wires. This goes to the resistor, from the resistor into the starter, from the ignition. So it's all actually only 2 wires. All right, let's run it down in there. said, gonna clean up wiring. Now it's gonna be hooked, and now we can get onto the pipe. We're gonna put loom around it, and we're gonna put it all in there right. So this goes here. All right. All right. All that goes together. We're gonna be doing cleanup. This just now is just a tester here. All right. Yeah, we're gonna clean it all up. Get it all hooked up. If the resistor ain't no good, then it ain't gonna start. I got this messed up. Okay, hold on, this one good. Oh, this the other side. This goes on the right hand side. Starter. That's why they don't go there like that. The black wire, the resistor. Ow! You bad. Alright, this is why I don't do wiring. That's exactly why I don't do wiring. This wire here is to the left of the starter. The S wire is the starter. On the S side, it's on the right side of the wire of the starter. So, about to make a mistake. This is why the car probably wasn't cranking right. This is why the car wasn't cranking right. I wasn't on to click or nothing like that. Alright. This wire coming out there from the ignition. I'm about to go in there and see if the red wire comes. Black wire. Let's see what that's for. Alright. Got wire right there going into the car. This goes to the resistor. Alright, y'all. I think I might cut y'all off, cut y'all back on. See what's popping here. Alright, I'll get back with you in a second.